It's a nice little office you have going there.
It is the office. The office.
The old. I didn't know your office had a pool.
Yeah, there is a pool. I
Is
go
that gonna be
swimming
your?
all the time.
So is that gonna be your new area from here on out?
Yeah, the lighting's better in here.
Okay, cool. That's totally fine with me. We'll explain more, you guys. Berkeley, roll the intro.
The following podcast is scheduled for one fall. From San Jose, California, the king of vlog style, David Edge, and everyone's favorite, Brother Victor. This is the Markoutmedia Podcast.
What's up, you guys? If this is your first time, welcome to the Markoutmedia Podcast. My name is David Edge, and with me, as always, is my brother Victor.
Hello, hello, hello.
Victor's on a bathroom, by the way. Just a heads up.
Look how small it is.
I mean, it doesn't look that small. You look okay now that you like do it like that, like you're a mime in a fucking box. Then yeah,
It's pretty small.
yeah, but it's cool. I mean, yeah, I think it's pretty rad. I mean, it's cool. I mean, you probably get good acoustic. I honestly, your acoustics sound really good.
Probably, yeah. I'm not gonna lie, because it's a smaller spot.
Oh, I could do that. Just put little little paddings on the wall so you can get less echo.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, no, definitely. Make sure to subscribe to us for our audio version of the podcast. We're on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and many more platforms where podcasts are provided to your listening ears. And if you're watching the video version, hey, how's it going? I felt like such a nerd doing that right now, but yeah, make sure to subscribe to us on YouTube. It's just look up Markoutmedia Podcast, and then make sure to look down below and hit that subscribe button. Also, make sure to hit the bell to get notified every time we post a video on here, whether it's a podcast interview, whether it's just us ranting, whether it's us going out vlogging, all that jazz. You know what I mean?
You know what? You know what I want to do one day? For
What's up?
it's not wrestling related, but I would like to do a food vlog.
But like food that's wrestling related.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah, I didn't think of that part.
Well, I mean, what could be wrestling related? That's food.
Grill them all.
Well, we've already kind of done that.
No, not in the video though.
Yes, we have. It's in our vlog from the GCW Last Resort one.
Yeah, we could do a little bit better one.
Oh, okay, thanks. Cool. I edited the fucking video. Thanks.
We can go to Dirt Dog.
Okay, cool with me. I mean, yeah. Make sure to follow us, you guys. We're on Instagram and Twitter. It's Markoutmedia18. Once again, that's Markoutmedia18. Also, last but not least, make sure to go to brainbustertees.com and pick up the merch.
Merch link in bio. Merch link in bio.
Yeah, no, definitely. Please do, you guys. We have a really sick Sharks related luchador mask that's on there. I mean, it's not a mask, but the logo is the mask. But please buy all our stuff.
Yes, there's a hoodie, there's a shirt, there's a tank top, there's fanny packs, there's stickers, there's other stuff. Go pick it up.
Yeah. You like my Orange Cassidy t-shirt?
Where'd you get it at?
I got it at Hot Topic. I found it online. I think you told me about it. You told me it was $6.
Yeah, the shirt was going so cheap, so I figured why not.
Well, what was great about it is, I mean, obviously I was safe about it, but I sent it straight to like the nearest store that I had, so I didn't have to pay for shipping. So it did come out to like $6. But then when I went there, I found some really cool clearance stuff that I don't have it with me. I don't want to go get it, but I was able to get it was buy one get two clearance items for free.
Okay.
So I got Hot Topic socks. They literally just say Hot Topic, but they're black, so that's what I wanted. The second thing that I got was, what was it? Oh, I got a Bullet Club snapback, which you have, I think.
Oh, I
think
used to have it. I don't know where it's at now.
Yeah, I have one now.
Oh.
Yeah, I have one, and then now, this is my favorite one. This is the one thing I didn't think I was gonna get. I have a Bullet Club umbrella.
Oh, those are cheap.
Yeah, I got it for $15.
I remember when those first came out, they weren't cheap.
They were like $45
For an umbrella, though.
Yeah, crazy. Now it's 15. Now I don't feel so bad. And then yeah, that's pretty much what I got.
That's cool. I
But
need
yeah,
some I need some of the long sleeve that we were talking about with our guests.
oh, yeah, no, definitely. Speaking of other stuff, I got Alex Zane merch finally.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, so it was a flip moss. That's what it said. It was like a Taco Bell rip
Mm-hmm.
t-shirt. It was turquoise, teal or whatever you want to call it. It came with like a little button. It came with like a little button, which I'll actually show our YouTube viewers. Again, you guys, before I say anything, I just want you guys to know we put up the audio podcast every Friday. That is the actual premiere of the interview that we do of the episode. And then to watch the video version, which if you are watching the video version, you are watching it when it premieres on Monday. So remember to listen to the podcast on Fridays, and then we post the video version the following Monday. Just so you guys know, we want to be able to be the place that you pretty much start off your weekend and then start off your week. Because you deserve us, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, this is what I got. It says Flip Moss. It has a little Taco Bell and it says Alex Zane.
That's cool.
Pretty cool. And then another thing, I don't know if you'd want this because I wouldn't wear it. It's a Alex Zane little like bracelet.
Yeah, it's like a little wristband.
Yeah, so if you want it, you could have it. Oh, but I mean, not trying to overshine that part, but I mean, also another piece of merch that I picked up was a Gabby Ortiz merch t-shirt.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah, she was pretty good. I saw her at the Garden State Invitational, which is pretty cool. She lost the first round, but I think honestly she impressed me, so I thought it was worth the money.
That's always good. I like finding out wrestlers, then like going to look for their merch. I'm just like, oh shit, there's their merch. Gotta go buy some.
Yeah, it's an addiction. Am I right?
It really is.
But yeah, we're gonna start getting into the interview. We got to interview the Struggles, which is his for those who don't know, he is a commentator for ICW. Very recognizable voice. Trust me, you'll know if you watch ICW and you hear this interview, you'll be like, oh, yep, I know that guy.
Yeah, we talked about ICW Volume 1. What else did we talk about? We talked about a bunch of stuff. I don't want to spoil it for you guys. Just check it out.
Yeah, no, we just talk about like ICW stuff, deathmatch stuff, just all the like the works into like what you have to do in order to run shows and matches and everything. Just the hustle that comes with this business. Like, I mean, I know we deal with that a lot too, but he really like he we're very thankful that he is doing this interview with us because I guess he said that from what I mean, he'll explain everything during this, but it's a really good episode. And you guys need to check it out. Like straight up, this is gonna be fun.
And I can't wait for you guys to check it out. So should we get into it?
Yeah, let's get onto it. We're gonna get into the interview with the Struggles. I sound like I'm like stumbling, but it's totally fine. I'm just super excited because this interview was
He's
so
drunk?
much fun. I'm not drunk. You're drunk. You're drunk.
I'm drunk.
Yeah, see, drunk. Only a drunk guy would do that, guys. Anyways, we're gonna get into the Struggle interview right here, right now, here on the Markoutmedia podcast. And ladies and gentlemen, we are here with the Struggles. How you doing, man?
Hey, what's going on, guys? I appreciate you having me on, and good day to do it too. 1 year anniversary of ICW No Holds Barred 1.
Yeah.
It feels like I'm watching ICW right now.
Never put me on screen. You can just hear me, the voice of the violence. You just hear me yell curse words and say, "Oh my God!"
Yeah, I like that.
Because the one time I did see you guys on camera was Pit Fighter in
Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it.
That was a good show.
Terrifying.
I wanted to fly out to those shows, but I didn't feel like it was safe enough yet. But I watched them. I watched them from home, and those two shows were just, it was amazing.
It was. I'm not used to being that close. At the Bloodshed, I'm on the upper deck, like where John Wayne did the Destroyer. I was.
Oh, okay.
I'm up there, so I'm not near anybody. But in Florida, for Pit Fighter, I was like 5 feet away from the cage. Not fun. And I had my computer because I was running music also for the whole event,
Oh,
which
wow.
was a surprise. They were like, "Hey, nobody's got the music but you." I'm like, "Okay." So I when Ocean got hit with the 2x4 with the gusset plates, I
Yeah.
almost threw up. So it was a little too close for my liking.
Oh,
When I
wow.
saw that and all the blood come out, I was just like, oh, I was like, I am a deathmatch guy, just like no other. I was like, but that was the impact of the sound that it made. I was like, that is just metal on flesh. I was like, oh, that sucks.
I'll give you a story about that whole thing. I go into the back and I see all the weapons they're making and stuff, and I see them and I laugh and I pick it up and I go, "This is a joke, right?" And they're like, "No, somebody's going to use it." I was like, "No, this is garbage. Nobody should be using this." And I go up to John Wayne and I was like, "This is garbage. You will not be using this." And he's like, "Absolutely, that's crazy." And then I see them walk and throw it into the fucking cage. And then afterwards, I was like, "I thought you said they were garbage." He was like, "I just told him to bring it all out." I'm like, "Well, fucking stop. Don't say bring it all out anymore." And now it's like a thing. They ran it back and they just hide it from me because I would throw it in the garbage instantly. It's terrible.
What's the craziest like weapon creation you've seen in ICW?
Um, oh man, that one, it's not the craziest. It's just like it's scary because you know the impact of it, and even though the average person might not have a gusset plate drilled into their skin, when you see the impact and what it does, you kind of understand that's scary. Nobody nobody uses them in that way because they're dangerous. But if you're just talking about like over the top, like elaborate, um they had built a ladder with two straight tubes and the U tubes, and it looked like a legitimate ladder made out of light tubes. That was cool. They made a huge bundle for Casanova versus Jeff Cannonball that they
Yeah.
couldn't even fit through the door. They had to bring it through the side door, and that was pretty crazy. They don't
Uh,
show me a lot of the bigger stuff because they want me to react
mm.
organically because I'm just not, I can't fake it, you know. So I know certain things, but a lot of the guys will just be like, "You'll see," and which I'm fine with. I'd rather react on the fly, but story wise, we got it all figured out. But when it comes to that stuff, but yeah, I would say that big bundle, that big log cabin for Cass and Jeff was pretty jarring to me. It was so big.
Oh man. You said it was Jeff King, right?
Which Cannonball with
Oh,
that,
Cannibal, my bad.
yeah, Cannonball.
I got to get that guy on here sometime. He's been killing it in ICW. I
Yes.
love his short soda reviews.
Here- Here's a fun thing about that. So he started doing those, and I messaged him. I go, "Jeff, you need to do one in the ring." And he was like, "Nobody will let me do that." And I was like, "I'm telling you to do it. Like, Demonto's not going to say anything. We just won't tell him. We'll just do it. I'll make sure that IWTV has a graphic made. Just look into the hard cam and say it, and it will pop off." He was like, "Shrugs, this is going to be my people's elbow." And I was like, "Sure, sure." He was like,
Beautiful comparisons.
Are you sure we can do it?" I was like, "Just do it." And now it's like a fucking thing every match, and it's awesome. I love it so much. I love Jeff. He's the best.
Yeah,
That is true.
now he's getting sponsored by Jones Soda, and it's
Right?
freaking
How
it
cool is that?
pays off. I mean, I remember like the
Wow.
first few of the reviews, and I was retweeting them because I was like, people need to see these.
Yeah, it's fun, you know?
Yeah, no, definitely. So when it comes to your name, The Struggles, like obviously that is not your birth given name as far as I know, but I was wondering, how did you end up being called The Struggles?
So I don't really like, I'm not the guy who's like goes and introduces myself as that. It just happened. I started Instagram a long time ago. Before I had all this started through me doing a podcast just like you guys doing interviews.
Hmm.
So I've been doing that for about almost 5 years now. And the name was before that. I just created Instagram at The Struggles because I would just take pictures of just people having a hard time, and I'd be like, somebody's got to document these struggles,
Hmm.
somebody. So I would take pictures of like my sister has a clothing brand. I would take a picture of her struggling to take like product shots. And I would just take a picture and be like, she's been taking one picture for these last 2 hours. The struggle is real. And it turned into, just that. And then I started to do the podcast. I never called myself The Struggles ever. But then I put out shirts. I put out my first shirt probably probably about 5 years ago. And Homicide wanted one. And when I got him one and gave it to him, somebody whispered in his ear and said, "Oh, it's The Struggles." And he knew who I was. And he instantly took his shirt off and put mine on and said, "Struggles, take a picture with me." I was like, "Okay." So he took a picture and I was just like, "It's Ryan." And then his friend says, "You gotta live the gimmick now, brother. Homicide call you Struggles. You're The Struggles." I was like, "Okay." So here we are.
Oh man.
You know what? I guess that's true though. I mean, like I'm still trying to figure out my name. My brother called it. Well, I guess we figured it out, like what my name is too, because I didn't want to go just by like a single name. But
Yeah.
I was like,
You're
it's
not
wrestling.
Cher.
I was like, yeah, I gotta go by something. But that's crazy. It's a pretty good story. Like you gotta, yeah. Now you have to go by The Struggles.
Yeah. If Homicide says it,
You have no choice. You have no
Or else.
choice. But I want to know is when did you start commentary? Like was it right before volume 1 or was it exactly on volume 1?
No. Volume 1, I don't know the numbers, but my first time doing commentary ever, a good friend of mine, Giancarlo Dittamo, he did all those videos for Joey Janela and for GCW, and then he got signed to WWE. He did a one-off like boutique wrestling show called Blind Pig, which is on IWTV. And he said, "I think you would be really good at commentary," because I had been doing the podcast for a few years. And he was like, "You got a good voice, you know how to talk, you know this shit. uh, would you want to do commentary at my show?" I was like, "Sure." So it ended up being me and MLJ did commentary for this show. I had never even tried it, never even like faked it, like watching sports at home. Like I just didn't think it was something I would be into. And I did it and I didn't do great. You could watch it on IWTV, is not good. But I didn't think I liked it. I guess that was the thing, is I have a super competitive bug inside of me where I was just like, I like this. I had fun. I know I can be better than what I was. Emil carried me. So then my second show ever was John Carlo again hooking me up. I did one match on Spring Break 2, which is ridiculous to think about, that my second time doing commentary was at Spring Break, GCW Spring Break in New Orleans. And
Oh
I
wow.
did Nick Gage versus Pentagon Jr. for the GCW World Title.
What a
That was my,
match.
Beautiful.
yeah. So
Wow.
I didn't know till day of that I was doing it. I got into the building. I met Great Sasuke, God bless. And then walked into the building, and John Carlos like, "Hey, you want to do commentary tonight?" And I'm like, I had bought tickets to this fucking show. I was like, "Yeah, sure, man. What do you want to do?" And he was like, uh, "DC Drew Cordero from Beyond is gonna do the whole thing, and we're gonna have people rotating in and out, and you're gonna rotate." And I was like, "Cool." So I went over to where I met Drew, went over to where we were like the booth, and it was me, Hot Sauce Tracy Williams, Ron Funches, Kevin Gill, and I think that was John Thorne from AIW. And we kind of just sat there and was like, "Who wants to do what?" And John Thorne's like, "I want to do the clusterfuck." And Hot Sauce claimed something. And then they were like, You're gonna do Gage versus Pentagon. And he kind of looked like scratched his head. I was like, "I'll do Gage versus Pentagon." I was like, "I'm from New York. I got a little more hood behind my voice than Ron Funches." So let Ron do something a little more fun. And he was like, "Oh, thank you so much."
Yep.
So I ended
That's
up,
Ron.
yeah, thank you so much. And I didn't tell anybody because I didn't know. And I got on there and I was just like, "Yo, some motherfucking struggles. Let's go." and my phone just like levitated. It was just like like the whole fucking match, and everybody just like, what the fuck? And I almost threw up, but out of just sheer nerves. And then that after that, Demonto hit me up one day and asked me if I want to do ICW, and that was December 28th of 2018. And then I've done every single ICW show, every single ICW match from then till now. So volume 1 was probably like my 5th or 6th full show. Ridiculous when you think about it.
Oh wow,
I'm at like 20 full shows.
that's
Holy
crazy.
hell.
Yeah.
And a lot more to go.
Man, you don't even know.
I'm on a lot more to go.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
lot. But I'm
So
for
do
it,
you
man.
so do you have any like favorite matches that you've had the privilege of doing commentary for?
There's things that stick out in my mind for more reasons, like more like sentimental stuff. Danny Demonto versus Amazing Red. That was, I never in a million years would think I would get to call an Amazing Red match being from New York. Never thought that'd be possible. It was supposed to be Danny's retirement match, but we have seen him wrestle quite a few after that. But so that stuck out just for the sheer fact that it was Amazing Red in New York, which was a big deal for me. Um, Akira versus Reed Bentley was a big deal to me because my voice will be forever attached to him becoming a star in an instant. And I love him to death. I knew he was going to be a star that night. All he had to do was just do it, and he did it.
Jumping off the roof with the light tubes, like I've seen it from so many angles and so many different phones, and I saw it from Barstool Sports, and I just when I saw it with Barstool, I was like, that's nuts. They got a hold of it and they're posting it, and people are watching this, and people are going to be like, who the hell is this guy jumping off the roof? And they're going to Google and they're going to find it's Akira.
Yeah, absolutely crazy. I tried to talk him out of it, but I'm like the safety police at ICW. And as you can tell, I'm not doing a great job at being the safety police. But the original plan was they were going to both go up there and do like a Michinoku driver off the top. And I was like, no way, no way. Why do that? And then it got to Senton Bomb with the tubes. I was like, fine, whatever. But that was the original, was them both standing up there and me going like this. No, stop it. Get down.
That was such a good show too. It was the summertime. Like people needed a show. You know, it's like the pandemic was just keep going on, and it's still going on. But just people needed a show, and ICW just brought it to everyone, and everyone brought it that night, and it was such a good night.
It's a crazy show. Super stressful. Not as stressful as Volume 1, but it was special, man. It was nerve-wracking. It's crazy that was 6 months ago. It feels like a year ago. But
it really does.
When you think about it. Like when they told me today was a year since Volume 1, I'm like, that was 4 years ago. What are you talking about? Like, that was so long ago. But no.
Let's talk about Volume 1. Let's talk about let's talk about why was it stressful?
The show fell apart like the day of. We had all this build up, all these videos, all this hype, a ton of fucking tickets sold. Had to turn people away at the White Eagle Hall. So it was like almost 1,000 people in there. Fire marshal was like, you can't have anybody else in here. It's the most that a pro wrestling show had ever done, because we didn't have chairs, so we could really, push it. And it just started to fall apart. It was just like, I get a text from Demonto at 4 a.m. Eddie Kingston's done, like not coming. 4 a.m. day of the show.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, he's like, his knee locked up. He's not going to be able to get on a plane. I'm like, shit, what are we going to do? And then we just like naming everybody you can name. Tremont can't do it. This person can't do it. Can't do it. Can't do it. Like shit. He's like, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Then I get in the car to drive out there, and he's like, Dickinson is out. He's in the hospital. Like, shit. So now we had Cross versus Dickinson booked, which was my match that I pushed for so hard. And it's what like sparked the whole like no holds barred like vibe. That shoot fight, that's my side, and then the deathmatch side is Danny's side. So we want to keep that balance, of
Yeah.
like hard hitting, strong style, and then deathmatch also. So Dickinson's out, and I'm like, shit, what are we gonna do? Are we just, so we did what everybody does, which I hate, is you pull Dickinson, Dickinson's gone. You pull Deppen, you pull Cross, and you put them in the match because their opponents are out. So now we're like, shit, we're down a full match now. And I get to the building, and they're setting up the ring. And mind you, that low key is helping them set up the ring. Think of that visual that you walk into a building and it's just a bunch of the ring crew and low key setting up the ring. And I'm like, okay. And I go to Danny. I'm like, what's going on, man? What are we doing? And he was like, Alex Colon is on a plane from Ohio, and Jimmy Lloyd's gonna be here. I was like, so we're doing Colon versus Jimmy. He's like, yep. He's like, not gonna announce it, just gonna have him walk it out. It'll be like our thing that we have one unannounced match. So we did that for a little while. And so that was completely just off the cuff, was that.
Wow.
And yeah. And I fought with Danny about putting Tessa and Gage on first. I thought it was too hot to go first. And he was like, fuck it. Just shock everyone and have them come out first. Like, okay. We did.
I was shocked that they were first. Like, I didn't think they were going to be first, and they were. And I was just like, oh,
Yeah.
shit. I was like, okay. I was like, we're getting it early.
Yeah. And no reason other than just wanted to like a tone setter. Just be like, hey, this is what you're going to get here. You cannot show up late. You cannot miss a second. And that's kind of the tone we wanted to set. I was stressed out the whole day because the show was falling apart. I was just stressed out because it's the biggest show I've ever been a part of. I felt like I didn't belong there, And that's just my mental mindset. How could I be any good at anything that I've only done like not even 10 times? Now I have to go and do it in front of a sold out crowd on live IWTV, which I had done before, but I knew way more people would be watching. I knew this was the start of something completely new and our forward motion. I could easily shit the bed and be done,
Yeah.
But and it's hard to call a show with Cordero because he is so good at both, at doing play-by-play and color commentary, that if you stop for 1 second and even think or breathe, he will just take you. He'll just gobble you up, and he'll do both, and you'll just be there, holding the mic, waiting, and he'll just keep going and going.
Oh.
But it's stressful. But I walked up to him and I just said, hey, I'm going to call the moves. You color it in. Let's do it. He said, cool. And he gave me room. And I felt comfortable with it. After I watched it back, I was proud of it. I know I can do better. I still know that I can do better, but I was happy with it.
How do you feel like you're doing compared to, like, let's say the last one was Pit Fighter, and Pit Fighter 5. So how do you feel your work is now compared to Volume 1 to Pit Fighter, the last Pit Fighter?
I think the addition of Ron Nemi to the commentary team to do color commentary has helped me so much, because Ron knows how to organically fill in after I call moves and sequences. He's been doing it for like 30 years. He used to call a bunch of shows with Lenny Leonard when they were doing Evolve together. So Lenny's like the premier independent play-by-play guy. And he was like, you remind me a lot of Lenny. You call it like it's sports. And so does he. So people were saying we sounded like a baseball tandem, like almost actual sport like. And I like that. But comparing Pit Fighter 5 to 1, I feel great, man. I feel like I'm getting there. I don't think I'm not maxed out, like
Yeah.
the stat line isn't where I need it to be, but I know people say they turn on the show and they hear me and it feels like ICW because they know my voice and they know Ron's voice and we have a certain chemistry and vibe and sound that makes me happy. And the guys wrestling say they enjoy it, which makes me even more happy because they work so hard. And especially in deathmatch wrestling, how would you feel if you went out there and bled a bucket and the guy talking over it sounds like shit, you know?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
That's
wow.
it's crazy to think about. It's crazy to think about that kind of stuff because like it doesn't necessarily cross my mind, but when you mention it, it's just like holy shit, like
Yeah.
like it's like a teamwork, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a complete production. And it was something that it took something that Drew Cordero said to me. He was like, "You're performing too." And I was like, "What do you mean? I'm just like speaking it like I see it." He's like, "No, it's a different end of the performance." He was like, "If the guys in the ring are giving their two dimensions, you're adding a third. Uh, why not do your best to make it work in tandem and tell a complete story instead of going off on your own tangent or trying to tell jokes or something like that. Like I could, but I'm so enmeshed in telling stories that I talk to the guys and say, "Hey, what's the story here? What are we trying to get across? um what are the names of the moves that I need to know?" Everything. I do take notes and I make sure that I talk to every single performer beforehand and to make sure that everybody's getting the correct story told.
That's awesome. That's a great mindset to have, though. Like, I mean, that's why I love watching ICW because even like I said, it's everything that when I'm watching a promotion, it has to be everything. Like, they got to bring a little bit of everything that I personally want, and the commentators, they gotta, if there's two of them or three of them or whatever it is, they
Mhm.
got to be great too. It's like a band almost, you know what I mean? You got,
Yeah.
you got your bassist, you got your, maybe two guitarists, and you got your drummer, your vocalist, and then you got everybody. And it's like I said, it's like a teamwork.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And it makes everything easier when everyone's on the same page. You know,
Yeah.
we're getting there.
Yeah, but we've obviously been through this pandemic since about March now. What has been some of the no pun intended, but what have been some of the struggles when it comes to like running a show during a pandemic?
It's hard, man. It really is. Like just making sure that the stuff that you guys don't see is getting achieved. Making sure everybody's tested, making sure everybody is, properly documented with it, making sure that the fans are getting, the heat checks when they get in, making sure that we try to keep things socially distanced. I will fully admit at the beginning of this pandemic, ICW was doing it improperly. We let things get crazy. We let the fans just become too enmeshed, and we got so focused on crossing the finish line and getting the shows done by any means necessary that we kind of let the correct protocol slide. And then that had to be beefed up a little bit. Like you can watch um volume 2 and the the original pit show and the deathmatch circus weekend. We did a bad job. Like I have no qualms saying, "Yo, we fucked up," and we did. But if you look at the shows moving forward after that, definitely better. Even with the last Pit Fighter show, we originally had a bunch of tickets sold, but then the day before, Jersey said, "Hey, this is the new protocol." So we chopped it down, refunded 3/4 of the tickets, and just made it work. And it sucks because that's a lot of money to refund, but then you make it back in other ways. We do those live auctions. That's what really substitutes for ticket sales. And so we appreciate everybody that after a show comes in and jumps into a live auction and buys some stuff because it goes right into the wrestlers' pockets.
That's true. And then I like ICW's promoting of their merch. I mean, they're constantly promoting the buy the merch, buy the merch, buy the merch, buy the merch every day. But that's I take notes from that too. Like I learned it from them, I learned it, promote your merch as much as you can. I mean, it might be annoying to some people, but at the same time, you're promoting what you're putting out.
You have to, man. It's if you're going to make this what you do, you have to treat it as such, respect what you're doing and put in that work and it will pay off in the end. Like for me, I was able to quit my 9 to 5 and just do wrestling stuff, and that's crazy to say
That's crazy.
out loud.
It's a dream.
You know?
It's a dream for
Yeah.
us.
Yeah. And I started with a podcast just like you guys. I still do it every week. And it led into me tripping and falling into doing commentary. And then that led to tripping and falling and being more part of the creative team and designing merchandise for people. I do video editing. I edit podcasts. There's all different ways to stream revenue. I just put out a t-shirt, the other day. And it's one of those things that if you stay at it and you keep grinding and you build your base, then the sky is the limit. It doesn't just have to be a podcast. You can be, like Danny says to me, we're a wrestling company, sure, but I'd rather be a merch company that runs wrestling shows.
Hmm.
Because that's where the money is in that. If you can get a base who every time you put something out, they are just with it every time. When they start treating your stuff like collector's items, like all our numbered 8x10s for the company, people try and collect them all, and that's something that you need to try and tap into. Collector mentality, limited and rare variants. People all want to find different little things that they can feel special or have a total collection of complete work. People get obsessed over that. I
It's
do.
it's crazy that you bring that up because like even for us, we put up merch in 2020 and then we took all that down so we can make room for new merch. And then the other day someone messaged me and he was all like, "Oh, do you have this design still?" And I was all like, no." I was like, "We don't." I was like, "You missed it." I was like, "Now you got to buy the new merch."
But that's how you have to treat it. It's like, hey, we even if you say, hey, this is what we're doing for 2021, get with it. But when the next calendar year hits, it's a wrap. When I put out shirts, I say, hey, this is how many I'm printing. You're either going to buy it now or you're going to have to not. It's like,
Yep.
it's not going to happen for you. And then I get emails all the time. Do you have this shirt? No, I don't. Are you ever going to remake it? No, I'm not. Just if you like it, buy it. It's not going to sit around.
No, that's true though. Like I said, I had to start taking like our merch a little bit more serious because I was just like, I can leave all of it up there. I was like, or I can, or we can take it down and make room for new one, and we did. And this is where we are now. We have like one piece of merch up there right now, but we're just waiting on the other designs. But yeah, I mean, we'll have some designs for 2021, and then after that, they'll be gone.
Yeah, I saw the new stuff you put out. It's like the San Jose Sharks color scheme or something like that.
Yeah, pretty
Yep.
much.
Yeah.
All day.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that teal colorway. That's
Are-
why
are-
we just put out, if you saw the ICW hoodie, it's in that old Charlotte Hornets, the purple and the teal that we just put out. Everything that me and Danny do is like sports stuff. We both grew up very like we don't know each other till here, but he probably grew up like 20 minutes from me. He's 8 months older than me, which Danny looks way older than me, but he looks like my fucking dad. But living that hard indie wrestler life for 20 years will do it to you. But we just vibe on sports. Like everything is like, yeah, we need that Bulls colorway. Oh, we need that Knicks colorway. Oh, we need this. Everything is always in that type of talk. And some people either understand what we're talking about or they don't. But that's how a lot of our conversations go.
Yeah, for me, it's like this. It's either we're gonna do like sports like related merch, or we're gonna do like old like band related merch that like bands that aren't together anymore, like local bands or bands that people remember back in like like mid 2000s. I'll, and they're not together anymore. I'll, be like, let me take an idea from this real quick and let me see what I can make out of it.
Yeah,
I was like, I'm
it's
not
all
going to
about.
steal it. I was like, but I'm going to try to see what I can make out of it.
Yeah, I get that. Use the inspirations from the things that make you happy and make you excited and tie it into what you're putting so much into, you know? I
Yeah.
love comic books, I love sneakers and retro video games. A lot of that shines through in what I do, with design work and with merchandise.
Hmm. I was just gonna say, because you said you mentioned you put out merch. So what's the favorite piece of merch that you put out?
It's a lot. I've been putting them out. I've been putting shirts out for about 4 years. They're usually all comic book and wrestling mashups. So the first one I put out, which was in 2016, was Jushin Liger, but Batman the animated series. So it's like him
Hmm.
standing on top of the buildings, but instead of being Batman, it's Jushin Liger, and it's basically mashing up my favorite thing growing up with one of my other favorite things. Jushin Liger's like my favorite wrestler of all time. So it started there and it did well, and then I just kept it rolling with these mashups of different comic books. But to pick a favorite, it's difficult. So I'd probably say I did a Two Face Great Muda, where it's split right down the middle, and half of it is from his early first decade of his career, and the second half is from his second half of his career when he's older.
That's
So it's
crazy.
split in
Wow.
half. So that's
That's so
probably my favorite.
I can
So
see why you make your merch the way that you do, because in the way you sell it, because I mean that is an item that where you're like, okay, like I have to get that like right now. Like if I wait any
yeah,
longer, they're not going to make it anymore.
yeah,
or I'm screwed.
yeah. It's the only shirt that I straight up reprinted in the same colors ever, because people bought it and loved it, and I sold a ton of them. And then, like 3 years later, I did like a fake like March Madness pool on Instagram, and I was like, "What's your favorite shirt? Whatever wins, I'll reprint it." And that ended up winning, so I reprinted it, and it sold a lot again. And then, like, it's fun to pack a lot of shirts, but
Yeah.
sometimes it's not all that fun. But it's definitely my favorite one.
That's awesome. I got to check out some of the merch. I know you have something out right now, so I definitely got to check that out.
Yeah, yeah. I have something out right now. It's it's based off of a deathmatch wrestler at Sushi Onita, and from FMW, deathmatch legend icon, but it's mixed with like a piece of art from old Spider-Man with Green Goblin playing chess. So I
Oh.
had this whole scheme where I made a bunch of videos, and it says chess, not checkers, because checkers is a game, but chess is more strategic. You got to make sure your next move is your best move. And I always thought that that's how Onita handled his rivalries. So it's him sitting at the chessboard with pieces of his own, but then the pieces of the other team they're shaped like his rivals. So shaped like Hayabusa, shaped like Terry Funk, shaped like Great Sasuke, shaped like Mr. Pogo. So they're all laying on the ground, and then instead of just your normal board, it has the electrified, exploding barbed wire cage around the checkerboard, chessboard. So gives it that kind of Onita flair to it. So high stakes chess.
That's crazy. When I saw the design, I was like, that's so sick. I was all like, I definitely. Are you ending that pre-sale soon, or how long do I have until I can get it?
You have as long as you send me a message. You're fine.
Okay,
All right.
good.
Everybody else, it's over.
Okay.
But just send me a message and I'll take care of it.
I'll send you
Wow.
one after this for sure. Because did you have it? What do you have it in? You have it in a shirt, and what else do you have it in?
And a long sleeve.
That's what I wanted.
Yeah,
I
the
was like,
long
Okay.
sleeve has the chess pieces on the sleeve.
okay, I'm
Yeah.
obsessed with long sleeves right now. That's why I'm like, I have to get long sleeves. Like I'm wearing one right now.
Yeah,
Like
no,
I'm obsessed with them.
that's another thing that I learned, is that if you can find a way to take the design that you're putting out and maybe put it across some different avenues, whether it be a t-shirt, a long sleeve, if you do a zip up with it on the back or something different, then there's something for everyone. And then you can easily hit a pre-sale if you're doing screen printing, or if you're doing it through a direct to garment service, you're able to give something to everyone instead of somebody saying like, oh, I have so many t-shirts, I really could use a hoodie, I really could use a long sleeve, I really could use a hat. You're giving them a little bit more. I know you guys cover your bases with different items and stuff with some of your designs.
No, yeah, that's the option that thankfully Brainbuster Tees gives us. Like when you sign up with them and you send a design, they give you a bunch of options. And when I was like going through all the options, I was sending them to my brother, and we were just like, they have this, they have that, they have this and that, and this and that. And I was just like, holy shit, they got fanny packs. I was like, that's just sticker. They make stickers for us.
Yeah.
I was like, they'd have joggers, they have dad hats, they have everything you can think of. And I was like, holy shit. I was like, this is crazy.
Yeah, with our goal, I was just like, okay, what random stuff do we have? My cat, sorry guys. But what random, like, I was like, what is stuff that I don't usually see in wrestling? I was like, get us some mugs. I was like, just give us mugs, give us that. I was like, just anything that's random. Like, I don't care, magnets, give us anything. I want a bottle opener. That'd be cool.
Yeah, do something different, man. I almost got 3D printed chess pieces to go with shirts, but the turnaround time was just too much, and so I just bailed on it. I actually had like one prototype made, and it wasn't like the best, so I was looking for somebody else. It was somebody local, and then I was looking for somebody to do like a better version of it, and the times and the turnarounds were just crazy, and I knew I wanted it out, the first. So it's like I don't want to delay it. Now that this is like my full-time job, I kind of want to pace out some more releases. Like next month will be like a collaboration with a wrestler. I'll just put it out there. I haven't told anybody, but me and Akira are gonna put out a shirt next.
Oh, that's awesome.
So that'll
So
be
sick.
something crazy. And then moving forward, I want to do more collaborations with artists. Like this shirt right here is actually a collaboration that I did with ACH, where he wanted to fight Goku. So we made.
I dig that. That's sick.
And this was a while ago. This was probably first shirt I did for ACH before he got signed. So it was over almost 2 years ago. So we were going to do a series of shirts for him with him fighting different people. They wanted to fight Goku. He wanted to fight some weird anime guy. I don't know. Something North Star. I'm not sure. But and then some other little fellow with a straw hat. I don't know the name of him. Sorry, Albert. My bad. Every time we tries to talk about anime, I'm like, dude, I don't know what you're talking about. Goku is it for me. This is it. This is all I know. That's about as deep as it goes. But yeah, some other shit. But we never got to finish the series because he got signed, and then he got unsigned.
Well, hopefully you guys can bring that back. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
Series, yeah.
Yeah, just get some random people that he can go against. It could be him versus the Iceland team from Mighty Ducks 2. That'd be great. You got to think outside the box.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Look at you. Hockey mark, I can tell. For the fucking Sharks.
Trust me, we can't.
That's all we got. That's all we have.
Trust me, we can't wait. I think it's January 13th. The season
15th.
Starts. The season starts. So
I'm a sports guy, but not a hockey guy. But I'll watch though. Like when the Rangers, I'm more gravitated towards the Islanders right now because they're good and they're close to me. Like when they played on Long Island, they're like 20 minutes from my house, and the tickets are so cheap. You just walk in for like $5. And the Rangers was always like the high end team because they played at Madison Square Garden. You can't get a ticket for less than like $100, even if you're sitting all the way at the top of the fucking building. It's so stupid because all those tickets get bought out by like real estate companies, and they give them out to their clients, and then this person or this retail, this fashion company buys a ton of tickets and gives it to their clients. So it just makes it impossible for an actual human being to get to like a Rangers or a Knicks game. It's stupid.
Oh, that's crazy because and for the Sharks arena, there's companies that do that, but they buy out the boxes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you can't necessarily get a box if you want one because they're all bought up by a bunch of companies.
Yeah, bullshit.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not like we're going to be able to go to a game, but I'm just happy that hockey is coming back. Yeah, because for me, I'm a Raiders guy and my season is done.
Yeah. Hey, you almost had a fun victory, right? A couple days ago, we went for 2, took the lead by 1, and then guess the Raiders going raid, bro. Good job.
I asked Siri at like maybe the 2-minute warning. I had no idea what was going on. I was like, "Oh, hey, what's the Raiders score?" And she told me, and I was all like, "Okay." And then I was on Instagram, and then I saw the score, and I was like, "Oh shit, we won." I was like, I had no idea.
Yeah, I watched the end of it. I was watching Red Zone for fantasy football purposes, and I was like, "Oh shit, they're gonna win this game! Look at the balls on them, going for 2. All right, here we go." And then I was just like, "What happened?"
What about baseball?
I'm a Mets fan, sadly, but a little bit of optimism now that like Will Ponds are out and they sold and they're looking to actually maybe spend some money, but I don't know.
We're Giants fans, so
Oh, okay.
yeah.
That's fair enough. I mean, I stole your team. I mean, right? Didn't went to the New York Giants and then I got a Mets hat on now. It's what is Giants colors? I
Oh,
mean,
that's sick.
there you go. Most as you'll get out of me. Shout out to Tim Lincecum. That's my dude right there. He's so fucking nice.
He smokes a lot of weed.
Yeah.
Hey, go ahead. I'm not a smoker at all, but I'm one of those people who is just like, go ahead, do your thing. I'd rather you smoke weed than get like shit faced drunk and drive home, So
yeah, I'd rather deal with someone that's high than someone that's extremely drunk.
yeah, exactly. Same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, 100%. Sorry, that's my hidden message to Victor. Smokes a lot, and I'd rather have him smoke than drink.
There you go.
It's a new year, so it's a new me actually. So I'm not like I had beers from New Year's Eve and I tossed them. I threw them down the sink. I was all like, I lost like $10, $20 on it. I was just like, screw it. I was all like, I told myself I wasn't gonna drink, so I'm really not gonna drink them. So let's just dump them.
Hey, good for you, man. It doesn't have to be like a handcuff. It just do what you do. I don't drink. I don't do any drugs, but I don't judge anybody. That's kind of it. I more get made fun of that I don't drink or smoke, especially by the people who are ICW adjacent. Like, wait, you don't smoke? What do you do then? I was like, I eat poorly. If that is like something that you guys want to get behind, like we can go eat some shitty food if you like. Okay,
I'm always down for something shitty.
Nothing makes you feel like a kid when people realize you don't drink or smoke. So I've been there.
Yeah, of course, especially when you're hanging out with like John Wayne Murdoch and fucking don't get me started. That guy, man.
Oh shit.
Crazy,
man.
Crazy,
man. Yeah, I would love to smoke with like there's someone from ICW. I don't know who. Like whoever is the biggest pothead who wrestles for ICW. I just would love to smoke with them.
All of them. Just come to a show when it's safe and you'll be there. It's probably
the answer is
the
yes.
rejects. It's the rejects. It's John and Reed, probably.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they're great.
There was one person I wanted to smoke with. It was Eric Ryan. I know that he's
there you go. That's another one. There you go. Put him in there too.
No, he's a pothead. I know I want to smoke with him for sure.
That's why when we announced in June that we're gonna do shows on the boardwalk in Atlantic City with this company doing they're having a weed convention called Boardwalk Buds, and we're running a few shows there. And people are like, the main event better be Reed Bentley versus Eric Ryan because they're the two biggest potheads. I know, and I was just like, hey, fuck it, book it, let's do it.
That I know when I saw that was announced, I was just like, holy shit. I was like, that's so sick. I would love to fly out to it and go to it. I was like, it's weed and wrestling. I was like, what more can you want?
Hey.
Yeah.
When they announced it, I was like, what the fuck is this? And they were like, we didn't tell you because you don't like fun. I was like, okay.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
you don't cool. Like fun. That's my favorite one that everyone gives out to.
You don't like fun.
Yeah. That's me. When I tell them, you can't do that spot. You can't light that on fire. Like, Strugs is no fun. No, I'm just safe.
No, yeah, I guess there really is a difference between being safe and fun, though.
Yeah, sure. I guess they'll say I'm all not fun. I just want to make sure that like John Wayne doesn't die. But you know,
I know
he's
I've
fine.
I've been to a few shows, and they're UGWA shows over here in San Jose,
Mhm.
and you're chanting at somebody, "Please don't die," and I'm like, "Oh, we reached that point of the
Yeah,
fans are chanting, 'Please don't die.'"
yeah, they might. They really might. When they came up to the top deck of the barn to do that destroyer, I knew that it was going to happen, and I tried to talk them out of it all day, and they just don't want to hear it. But when it gets up there and you're like, it's game time, here we go. It went as best as it possibly could have, to be honest. Like the rotation was perfect. Nobody caught on fire. Like Kirk caught on fire. That was terrible. But well, John's shirt caught on fire.
Yeah, I was about to say, didn't the shirt cut on fire?
Could have been worse. Basically, I was like, all right, so that wasn't that bad. But I try and talk him out of it. Anything cool, you just be like, man, Strug's probably trying to talk him out of that. So
That leap seems so just it seems like a leap of faith when from that. I mean, how high is that when you guys are up there?
not high. It looks
Really?
it's not 10 feet, maybe. And then you got to think 10 feet. The ring was pushed close. The ring's about 2 feet off the ground, maybe a little higher. And it had shit in there. It was really only like a 2 or 3 foot fall to hit everything. It's not bad. It looked
Oh,
when Kirk fell, it looks bad, but
it
it's not.
looks awful.
It's not. It's not bad. It's strange enough. Me saying that I'm the fun police and I'm saying that it's not bad. It's not bad. When Danny jumped off and did that stupid fucking elbow drop against Ocean
Yeah.
and like ripped his fucking arm out, that was stupid because he went to the floor. That's 10-foot drop to the floor.
Yeah.
Stupid. Super stupid. We argued for like an hour over that spot. I was like, dude, you're like 40. Why are we jumping out of here? Because it'd be cool. He had like 5. I'm gonna get in so much trouble for this fucking show. But he had like 5 spots planned after that. After there was like 5 more. Like
Danny's insane though. Like that's what it is. Like he's crazy enough to do these crazy things and then walk out like what? Like I did that thing and like nothing happened.
He will always be like, hey, I will ask you to give me everything that you have. I will ask you to bleed buckets for no holds barred, but I will also do it too. And I would love for you to show me a promoter who runs death matches who will do that, or let alone just runs top tier indie shows where people are doing, shooting star presses and stuff like that. Show me somebody who's willing to go out there and actually do it.
That's true.
Danny's one of them.
He's in there getting his hands dirty.
Sadly, he was like, with these pit shows, I could do 2 or 3 of these a year. I was like,
please, I don't know about that, but
like, please stop. One's fine.
But next, he's gonna want to take gusset plate 2x4s to the arms.
Jesus Christ.
God, you just never know with this guy.
But let's not bring that out there. Let's not bring that out for
No, they made it again for 5, and I was like, what are you doing? And he was like, people asked for it. Who asked for it? Nobody asked for it. But when you did say coolest weapon,
yeah,
something I didn't think of. Guys, I think they're called like Kaiju Records or Vinyl and Violence or something like that. They made a bat with all these 45s, like a wiffle ball bat with 45 records on it, and they gave it to Reed Bentley, and each one of the records was a version of his theme song, which I thought was so fucking fire. And then he went and beat the shit out of somebody with it.
That is creative as fuck. Love
that's sick. Oh man, like I said, you gotta love ICW for the creativeness that they have with the weapons, and then you gotta respect the people that make the weapons, because the people that come up with this shit is it's insane.
Yeah, we're lucky that we have a team of people in the back who just The cleanup crew is great. Leanne and Lance and Terrence and Brophy, they come in, they clean everything up. Then we have the people in the back who make everything. Ryan and Pete, they do a great job. I jokingly call them the heartbeat of modern ultraviolence, and they'd be like, "Don't say that," and I just say it because they're doing cool shit. I mean, how cool was Cannonball versus Diamond Cutter, that Christmas tree death match? Like, it just looked so cool with all the everything. They had lights on it. It was blinking. They had barbed wire wrapped around the Christmas trees, wrapped up bowling balls and cinder blocks. Like, they just the light tubes with the hook on the end made them look like candy canes. I was like, yo, these guys are fucking doing it.
I know candy cane light tubes. I sent that to someone out here, and they were just like, "That's insane." I was just like, it was a Christmas match. I was like, it's awesome.
Hey man, I love the creativity and the best way to put together ICW is that it's a team effort on all fronts, you know, from the crew setup to the breakdown to the wrestlers to the production, everything. It's teamwork, and there's no, you know, one guy who's responsible for everything. Obviously, if somebody fucks up, it's Danny's fault. That's what you'll hear from me. Not my fault. Danny's fault. But if we're doing great, it's everybody's fault. Everybody's doing great. But if we fuck up, it's Danny's fault. If the cops come, it's Danny's fault.
You guys gotta have like a secret. You guys gotta have like a secret word for when the cops come, for when, so people can just like scatter or something, or hide the beers, or hide the weed.
I'm trying to think if okay. In Florida, I told you, let's get in trouble. Fuck it, right?
I love it. Trouble's good.
So when we were in Florida, it was super sketchy because you saw the second show. It was in the back of like a pawn shop. It was really fucking super sketchy. It looked way sketchier in real life.
It looked like it was in the junkyard.
Yeah. Which we want to do, but like it was sketchy. So I'm just like, what's going on, man? Like, where are we? Do we even have electricity? Do we have Wi-Fi? Like, these are the first questions I'm asking. And we did. It was yes to everything. Cool. Literally 10 minutes before this fuck fest is about to start, 2 police officers walk in, and I'm like, okay. And Jerry from IWTV nudges me, and he's like, what's going on, man? And I'm like, what? And he's like, cops just rolled up. He's like, we're about to go live in like 10 minutes. I was like, all right, I'll find out. And Ron Nemi, right next to me, Florida resident, pops up, walks right over to them, just starts talking. And just imagine the crowd around them all like this. And people just like, and trying to like play it cool. Like, I'm not on drugs right now, like chilling. And like, I was more so worried that they're gonna hang out and see the first match where we're just like, dudes are just bleeding buckets and swinging light tubes, and like they're gonna be like, yo, shut this shit down. And in my head, I'm like, yo, if they shut this shit down, I'm gonna give this motherfucker my headset and have him say it on commentary. Hey, this is Lieutenant XYZ. We're shutting this motherfucker down, because I don't want to be the one to say it. So I was just like waiting, and Ron sits back down, and I'm like, what's up, man? He's like, in Florida, you have to have 2 police officers on site for a wrestling event. He's like, that's just the rules. You have to have insurance and this, just part of it. They knew they were coming here. They knew what they were getting into, and they're going to sit here and watch the whole show. So, okay.
All right.
And that was it.
Oh, yeah.
That's
nerve wracking.
That's strange, because you never see that kind of stuff happen. I mean, like I said, we're not from Florida, so we don't know. Because like when you hear cops coming out of anywhere, you would just think like, oh shit, it's time to shut it down.
Yeah, I thought that was going to happen in Atlantic City with the parking lot show when Akira jumped off the roof. They showed up, but mid-show. But it was only just because it looks like a fucking ruckus is happening.
It does.
Yes.
Like 100%. There were people, like that building that he jumped off of is a halfway house, which is already super sketchy. It's basically, yeah, it's just like recovering drug addicts and people out of jail. Like that's where they go. And they were like walking out on the roof and watching the show and taking pictures. Then there's a fucking Motel 6 right across the street. People are sitting on the balcony watching from there. And then the boardwalk is literally quarter-mile away. So people are walking right off the beach and just walking into the lot. And
Wow.
I'm just like, and they're blocking the street. And when you hear those tubes go off, to the untrained ear, you'd be like, what are those, gunshots?
Yep.
And I'm just like, maybe we never heard gunshots before, but it's just a loud noise. But so they rolled up and asked some questions. It is what it is. Nothing happened, but it's always gonna happen. It always is gonna happen.
I can't imagine just being just a person never really seen any kind of wrestling, and maybe you've seen like WWE like a long time ago. You
Yeah.
walk by, you see all these guys smashing light tubes over each other's head, and you hear it, and you probably do think it's gunshots, and
Yeah,
you're like, what the fuck is going on? And you're just like, it's either you're like, I have to stay and see it, or you're either just like, I gotta go.
Yeah, it was everybody wanted to stay and see, and people were like hanging out and congregating over by the commentary table, and I could just hear the people like, "Yo, I thought wrestling was fake. This shit ain't fake." I'm like, "Yeah, it's a little different, man. It's a little different, a little bit, but it is
That's
what it is."
That's crazy. I love like I said, I gotta fly out to one of those shows of
Yeah,
if not, I mean I gotta wait for ICW to come out to California and then we'll definitely make the trip.
yeah, that's a plan. Just yeah, that's a plan. If basically right now is we're gonna we're gonna do Florida next Saturday, the 9th, I think. We'll be back in Florida for volume 9. Then try and figure out what we can do before we can go back to the bloodshed in New Jersey. But trying to figure out Indiana, trying to figure out some places that we can do things properly. But then once God willing, once the world hopefully can fix itself a little bit and people get their head out of their ass and kind of get a little bit better. Look at the Tokyo Dome wherever they were. Yeah, Tokyo Dome last night. They
Yeah.
wanted
Yeah.
to have some people in it, and they had some mandates to be able to make things safe. I wish that the people in our country could wrap their head around it a little bit better.
Mhm.
I know I like the idea of them not cheering or booing because then you don't have the opportunity to open up your mouth and
Yeah,
everything like that, and you're just clapping, that's all you're doing, but you're still enjoying the show.
yeah, exactly. Tell me this. If you were able to enjoy wrestling safely and that was one of the caveats, would you be up for it?
Yeah.
Yeah, same. I would.
Yeah.
You told me, hey, you can't cheer, you can't boo. You can speak to the person next to you, but you really can't be yelling and projecting, saliva and whatever else particles. Would you be up for it? I'd say, yeah, sure. Social
Yeah.
distance me, do whatever. They're giving out like thunder sticks and noisemakers.
That's
There you
true.
go.
I
Smart.
could dig that.
Yeah,
Sounds like fun. Anything to watch wrestling.
exactly.
Come on.
Exactly. But we over here we can't really wrap our heads around that shit.
Oh,
No, I know.
yeah.
I don't know what's going
Yes.
on with us, but I mean,
No,
we'll figure it
fucking
out.
no.
I mean, I gotta admit myself too. I wasn't we went to a show and I was drinking more than anything, but I think I was so excited just to be out of the house and at a
Yeah.
wrestling show. So I was just like, I'm just gonna fucking drink and drink and drink and that's all I did. And I was just like, oh, by the end of the night, I was all like, I noticed that like half the time I wasn't wearing my mask because I was drinking. So I was all like, it's either, I was like, you know what? But for the most part, I sat there because I rang the bell for the entire night. So I sat there with when I wasn't drinking, I pulled it up.
But look at it this way. You were able to just say, hey, I made a mistake. Maybe I could do that again. And when allowed and be more mindful of it. I was able to say, we ran some shows that might not have been the most safe, but when we got a chance to do it again, we did better. That's what a lot of people just don't even have that mindset.
Yeah, it's true.
And as long as you can say, I made a mistake. Next time I'll do better, and then actually go and do better, then that's progress, you know?
That's true. That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Ah, man. But I gotta say though, because we've been talking for a while, and I gotta be honest, my ass is kind of hurting me. I'm sitting on the toilet.
Wait, what?
As weird as that sounds, I'm sitting on the toilet.
All
Like
right.
legit, like
Super weird.
Like I said, it's
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
sound weird, but no, the toilet seat is closed. But the lighting was better in the bathroom than the living room, so I was like, I have to come into the bathroom because of the lighting. So that's why I'm in this small little spot. Like my hand can go from here to here.
way to break the illusion.
I know, right? Way to break
thought-
the fourth wall.
I thought you were in an office.
It is an office. It's his office.
It's a form of an office. Yeah, you're right.
No, you know what though? I'm not gonna lie. Like, because I'm at my mom's house, so if I lived here, like, I would get a TV tray because how my setup is like how it is. I would so use the bathroom and just be on the laptop like fucking like searching up like wrestling or something like that.
Yo, that's why the acoustics are so good in there. You sound like $1 million because you're in the office.
That's why everything sounds so great.
Yeah, wow, this is beautiful. Wow.
Crazy. I would have.
But I gotta say though, it's been awesome. It's been awesome talking to you and getting to know you and chatting it up about ICW and stuff like that.
I appreciate you having me, and I want to wish you guys a happy new year. Hope you guys do well with this whole year coming up with the podcast. I know what it's like hustling for guests, recording, editing, all that stuff. It's a lot of work. A lot of people don't understand the hours that go into, the prep before just an episode. So I'm glad to be able to be on the other end of it and be a guest and give you guys some content. And if you're ever looking to get to an ICW show, please hit me up first, and I'll make sure you guys get taken care of. And I time, man.
Awesome. Thank you so much. The one thing I am waiting for from ICW is obviously to come to California. But the Indiana show are one of the, because there was 2 shows. The Indiana shows was going to have the logos painted on the canvas. So that's the one thing I'm waiting for.
This Friday, this next show will have that on there.
Oh, Danny told me it was going to be too early, or he didn't think, or he thought it was going to be too early for Florida.
I don't know. He told me it might be getting delivered in time. I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, okay.
But it's in transit. Well, you got one on there?
Yes, we did. We got our
Good
logo
job.
on there.
Thank you.
Oh, that's all I wanted from like wrestling this year. We got it on the GCW ring for New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, and then I was all like, I wanted it on ICW's ring.
Yeah, no, I saw it on there. Awesome. It helps, man. When I was doing it, going hard with the podcast, which I still am, but I had it on the GCW rings at the Collective in Jersey, and just it helps, man. It adds a little eye recognition when they see it. They can correlate it, and then also it makes it. Let's knock down the fourth wall some more. It makes you seem like a bigger deal. You know,
it does.
People don't realize. You know, it's like, oh shit, their name was on the mat at GCW. I saw that. They just sent me an email or a DM to be on the show. There's that correlation, and then next thing you know, more people are saying yes, which is like people are answering. I went through this time where it's like people no sell you, people don't answer DMs or emails, or people say no, or they're not into it, and then you see them do another podcast, and you're like, what the fuck is the difference between me and so and so? You never know.
Yeah. I will say the big highlight of us being on the GCW ring is that the person who did our logo decided they're like, oh, let's not do Markoutmedia podcast, let's just do the abbreviation. And now we started realizing that our abbreviation for Markoutmedia is Mom Podcast.
Yeah.
So now we got to live that gimmick being the Mom Podcast.
I was like, we're the Mom Podcast. It's all good.
Hey, if I got to be the struggles, you got to be the mom cat. So go ahead.
I love it. No,
I was all like, I was like, fuck it. I was like, it was because someone asked me, they're like, are you mad that he changed it? And I was all like, no, I just didn't think he was gonna change. I was like, I'm happy. I was all like, you see a smile on my face. I was like, but started laughing. I was all like, I didn't realize that our abbreviation was mom. I said that was my main concern, was just I didn't realize our abbreviation was mom.
New mom merch coming soon.
Yeah, new mom merch coming soon.
Mom hats.
Because we spell Markoutmedia one word, and that's not one word.
Yeah. But when I saw it, I knew what it was, though. If that goes anywhere for you, I knew
yeah. That's why I figured. I was like, either someone's gonna see it and be like, "Oh shit, you guys are on there," and then someone either is gonna see it and be like, "What the hell is this?" and then check it out.
It's some weird maternity podcast.
It's a bunch of moms. It's a bunch of moms who had a book club, and then they realized they actually all like wrestling.
Watch, you never know. You're gonna get a whole new like avenue of listeners now. They're gonna be like, "What's the mom podcast? What's that?"
Oh
like,
man, I
that's
love
for
that.
me.
Oh,
and next thing you know, you're gonna be like really popping with like single moms in their 40s. That's kind of good. That could
there
be
you
good.
go. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, fuck it. Hey, I'm down. Fuck it. Whatever. It's all good.
Oh man. But yeah, we're gonna start wrapping things up. Once again, we want to thank you for being on our on this episode. One last question. It's always the most important question for me. Tell everyone where they can find you on social media.
It's pretty simple. At the Struggles on Instagram, at the Struggles 23 on Twitter, because someone who doesn't use it has at the Struggles. Fuck him. You can also check out my show, the Spotlight Series, at spotlightseries.live. It has all the episodes there, over 200 plus episodes with a bunch of ridiculous people, ranging from Ken Shamrock and New Jack to Akira and John Wayne Murdoch and Alex Ocean and Danny DeMonto and all those people. So you can check that out. And also anything for merchandise for me, you can go to everydaystruggles.live and you can see all the shirts that I got available, pre-orders, stuff like that. And that's where all my info will be. And obviously, go watch some ICW No Holds Barred on IWTV.live. You can use the promo code Struggles. You get 5 days for free. And you can hear me talk some more. Sounds like a plan to me.
That's awesome. But you brought up Danny real quick. I asked him for an interview, and then he was all like, he's like, I'm down. He was like, but the second I do an interview, then I have like 20 other people just like, hey, do you want to do one? Do you want to do one? And I was like, you know what? I was like, I bet that probably would happen is one person does one, and then there's like 5 to 10 other people like, hey, can we do one too? Can we do one too?
But that's what happens, though. I mean, me as a podcaster, that's part of the scouting process. Is I will go and see somebody who's like sort of available and like or into it, because some people just aren't into it. That's not really my deal. They don't want to talk to a stranger for an hour. That's fine. But I always go and look, especially for people who I find interesting. Like just because they were on 3 or 4 different podcasts doesn't mean their interview is going to be any similar to mine. I have my own style, my own recipe. Any interview that I've ever done has been completely different than this one, because you two have your own vibe and it's organic. And that's why when you said you were looking for guests, I was like, I would love to do it, because it's something that I can relate to, something that you guys put out a great product, and it's not some shitty, live from a toilet podcast.
Yeah, I'm in the spot's so small. My ass is killing me. That's all I know. My ass is killing me.
Shit, look at all this room I got. God damn.
You guys are on computer chairs. That's not fair.
Right.
Actually, no, that's not true. I'm on a lawn chair.
Oh.
It was cheaper at IKEA to get that than the fucking desk chair.
Oh man.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you for having me on anytime. I'm always there, man. Thank you.
Oh yeah, we definitely got to talk more ICW in the future.
Yes, sir. Sounds good.
But we're gonna start letting you go, man.
Yeah.
All right, man. Take it easy.
See, that was such a fun interview. Like, honestly, he said some nice things about us, and I really like that.
I know. So we thank you, the Struggles, because we appreciate the kind words. We appreciate the interview that you did with us, and hopefully we cross paths and at an ICW show soon, and we fly out to one, or do you guys come out to California?
Yeah, no. I mean, he said he'd help us out. He'll get us to an ICW show, but like once the pandemic is over, because I know a lot of shit's going on, but we're gonna get everything. Once we go, it's gonna be a fucking blast, I tell you.
I know. I can't wait. If this, it's crazy to think about it. If the pandemic wasn't going on, we'd probably be there.
Dude, we'd be everywhere. But I think what we did in 2020, I think we capitalized on being able to like get people who were at home, especially a lot of wrestlers, that they were at home and they didn't really have too much going on. You know, we gave them that platform to talk about what was going on, what they were doing, and you know, everything, which was great, and I'm very thankful for that.
Yeah, it's true. So, I mean, I can't wait to see what 2021 brings, and it's going to be a good year.
Yeah, we're already a few days in, and it's honestly, I like it.
I know we have ICW coming up on Saturday.
Yes, it's this Saturday, right?
Yeah, I don't know what volume it is. I forgot.
Yeah, I know. I think we all got confused on what volume we were at.
I honestly don't know the number. I forget sometimes.
Numbers are crazy. But yeah, if you guys are listening to the audio podcast, that is tomorrow. So make sure to check that out. That's on independentwrestling.tv.
Yes.
Yes, so go check that out. And again, if you were watching the video version,
it would already be out.
It was already out. So if you haven't seen it yet, just go watch it. It's on demand. Come on.
It's on IWTV, so go check it out.
Yeah, and if you don't have IWTV, what are you doing? What's wrong with you? You okay? Yeah, I don't know. What's wrong with you? Go watch it. It's fucking awesome. Like, come on.
Yeah.
So much wrestling. You know you love wrestling. You're listening to us. We're not like everyone's first resort for podcasting. So if you're listening to us, you must really love wrestling.
Yes, you probably do. You're probably a nerd.
But
nothing's wrong with that. We're all nerds.
Yeah, before we go, shout out to anyone who has been supporting us since forever and still is supporting us to this day, and you know, we appreciate the kind words. But we're gonna get on out of here, you guys. Again, make sure to subscribe to us if on the podcast video version on YouTube. So just look down, hit that subscribe button, then also hit that bell to get notified about all videos that are going to be on the Markout Media YouTube page. And if you're listening to the audio version, we are on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and many more platforms where podcasts are provided to your listening ears. Also, make sure to follow us on social media. It's Twitter and Instagram, Markout Media 18. Once again, that is Markout Media 18. And last but not least, make sure to pick up the merch at brainbustertees.com. Merch link in bio.
Merch link in bio.
But yeah, we're going to get on out of here. From me to Victor, we hope you guys have a lovely morning, a lovely night, a good weekend, a good weekday, a happy afternoon. You know, all that bullshit that I'm rambling about. This is already a long podcast as it is. I don't know. But as always, stop dancing. Look, we're losing viewers again. Now they're going to go to Trisha Paytas.
Out of all people again.
But she's worse.
Jeez, out of all people again.
I don't know. Anyways, you guys, as always, you either mark out or get the fuck out. Cool. We're now unmonetized on YouTube. Bye, guys.
Thank you for checking out the Markout Media podcast. Make sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Markoutmedia18. And don't forget to buy the merch at brainbustertees.com.